Hello students, we'll be continuing with lesson number 2 of 7th standard, and that is nutrition in animals. Before that, what is animal nutrition? What all is included in animal nutrition we have studied in the first PPT of mine. Also we have discussed about the meaning of word digestion, what is digestive system, what are the organs concerned with the digestive system, and I mentioned that we will be studying each and every organ of the digestive system in detail, of which we have already completed about the mouth and the buccal cavity. So today we will continue with the remaining parts of the digestive system. So the next important part of the digestive system is the food pipe or the esophagus. So the swallowed food, the food that we eat, we chew it into the mouth with the help of the teeth. We form a bolus of the food, and then that food will be passing into the food pipe from the mouth into the food pipe. So the food pipe is extending from the neck till the chest. Where it lies, you need to know that. Can you see that? So the food is entering in it is the neck region, and this entire running tube is nothing but a food pipe. This is esophagus. Okay, and afterwards the food pipe will end into nothing but a bag like structure that you call it very important part of your body, that is stomach. Now the stomach. See, the stomach is a thick walled U-shaped bag. Okay, you can say it is a flattened U. Can you see the diagram of stomach? So it is a U-shaped bag. Also remember, it is the widest part of the alimentary canal. What is the alimentary canal? I just in the previous part of my explanation, I have told you that alimentary canal is a tube-like structure. Digestive system consists of alimentary canal, the tubular structure. So this tube is widest in which region? The stomach. Okay, it receives food from food pipe at one end and opens into small intestine at the other. Just see, it has two openings. One is in the top and another one is in the bottom here. So now the top one opening is nothing but it is receiving the food from where? From the esophagus, and that food is further passing to the from the lower ending. So where this the lower ending opens up, it opens up into the small intestine. Now very important thing is the inner lining of the stomach secretes, I have already underlined, the inner lining of the stomach secretes what? Mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive juices. Just pay attention. Okay, so three important function of all three you need to know. First of all, हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड. नाउ स्टमक के अंदर हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड होता है विच इज़ हाईली एसिडिक, बहुत ही हाई एसिडिटी होता है उसका. सो यू माइट वंडर व्हाट इज़ द फंक्शन ऑफ दिस हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड. Now whatever food that you take inside, sometimes you are not always present at home, so sometimes you are outside, you are taking in food. Along with the food, there are chances that some harmful bacteria may enter into your body, may pass through the food pipe and directly enter into your stomach, and then every now and then you might suffer from food poisoning, diarrhea, vomiting, etc. But this doesn't happen, right? So what is the function of HCl? The hydrochloric acid will act on the bacteria and kill the bacteria that will be entering into the stomach. Now you might wonder that since it is having a very high acidity, any acid it can burn your skin, it can give you burning sensation. So stomach is also an organ made up of cells. So hydrochloric acid can definitely destroy the stomach, but this doesn't happen. So why? Because there is a presence of mucus. Now this mucus is nothing but a viscous thick fluid. Okay, now a perfect example of a mucus for you is, see, when you are having cough and cold, so the runny nose that you have, that thick fluid is nothing but mucus. So mucus is that kind of fluid which is there in your stomach. So it acts as a barrier. It is lying in the what? Wall of that stomach, And in the stomach, what is there? HCl. So between the hydrochloric acid and between the wall of that stomach lies the mucus, which protects the wall of the stomach from the acidic pH. Okay. Now, thirdly, it also has digestive juices. What is the first function of digestive juice? Digestive juice will help in the process of digestion. सो डाइजेशन क्या है? कॉम्प्लेक्स सब्सटेंस को ब्रेक डाउन करना है, राइट? सो डाइजेशन का प्रोसेस स्टार्ट हो जाता है, स्टमक क्या करेगा? वो डाइजेस्टिव जूस क्या करेगा? ब्रेक डाउन करेगा. बट आउट ऑफ द ऑल द कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ द फूड, बेसिकली विच आर द 3 कंपोनेंट्स दैट यू नो? कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स, प्रोटीन्स, फैट, राइट? हर फूड का एक पर्टिकुलर सोर्स होता है. कोई फूड मटेरियल कार्बोहाइड्रेट का सोर्स हो रहा है, कोई फूड मटेरियल प्रोटीन का सोर्स है, कोई है जो फैट्स का सोर्स है. तो जो भी फूड मटेरियल अगर आप बात कर रहे हो प्रोटीनिशियस है, जैसे कि दाल्स, लेग्यूम्स, पल्सेस, दिस फूड मटेरियल्स आर रिच इन प्रोटीन्स एंड दिस प्रोटीन्स आर पार्शियली डाइजेस्टेड इनटू स्टमक. तो स्टमक के जो डाइजेस्टिव जूस है वो क्या करेगा? प्रोटीन्स को ब्रेक डाउन करेगा इनटू सिंपलर सब्सटेंसेस. The next part of the digestive system is the small intestine, and the very important part. The small intestine is highly coiled and is about 7.5 meter long. Look at the length of the small intestine. It is 7.5 meter long. Okay, just remember because it can come as fill in the blank. What is the length of small intestine? So dear students, why the name goes as small intestine? Being if it is so long, it should be long intestine, but it is not so, because the tube forming the small intestine, the tube like structure, alimentary canal is nothing but a tubular structure. So that region of the alimentary canal which is forming the small intestine, that tube is very small in diameter, and therefore the name comes as small intestine. Okay, so small intestine has a small diameter, but the length of small intestine is very long. It is 7.5 meter long. So you can imagine how long it is. So therefore, to fit it into your body, it is highly coiled. It is a coiled material into your digestive system. Now it receives secretion from liver and pancreas. Okay, see now I have told you in the previous slide of mine that liver and pancreas are not shown in digestive system. Food is not directly entering anywhere into liver and pancreas, but still they are a part of digestive system. Why so? Because this liver and pancreas secretes digestive juices. That digestive juice will help in the process of digestion. और उनके जो सिक्रीशन है वो स्टमक में नहीं एंट्री हो रहे हैं, वो फूड पाइप में एंट्री नहीं हो रहा है. उनका जो सिक्रीशन है वो कहाँ पे वो लोग देते हैं? इनटू द स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. सो we go for liver now. See now, the liver is nothing but a reddish brown gland. It is the largest gland in the body. Very important, it comes as fill in the blanks. The largest gland. Gland is nothing but any organ that will secrete, that will have certain secretions, is called as a gland. So out of all the secretion throughout your body, any type of secretion that may be, okay, of which liver is the largest gland. Okay, now what it secretes? This liver secretes bile juice. Bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Now remember, just like how stomach, the digestive juice in stomach will help in the digestion of protein into simpler substance, breaking of proteins into simpler substance. Similarly, liver will secrete what? Digestive juice named as bile, and this bile will help in the digestion of fats. Fats will be converted into fatty acids. So this digestion of fats, it needs a digestive juice. The name of the digestive juice is nothing but bile, and bile is secreted by liver, but liver is continuously producing bile and it will not hold it. Okay, the bile that the liver produces, it will pass it to the gallbladder. Can you see the gallbladder here? Wait a minute. Okay, this structure is nothing but a gallbladder. So liver is nothing, liver is secreting bile juice, and after secretion it is storing it temporarily into the gallbladder. Okay, and now whenever any fat rich substance enters into a body and it needs digestion, that time as and when it is needed, gallbladder will release bile into the small intestine. The opening of it is into the small intestine. Please pay attention to the diagram carefully. Okay, they are assisting in the process of digestion. The opening of this gallbladder is into the small intestine. Okay, so it secretes bile juice. It refers to liver secretes bile juice and it is stored in sac called gallbladder. What is the function of bile? The bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Now, the pancreas. The pancreas is a large cream colored gland located just below the stomach, and as the name goes, the digestive juice that pancreas will secrete will be called as pancreatic juice. Now, unlike stomach and liver, the digestive juice that is secreted by pancreas will not work on a particular component of food, but it will help in digestion of all the three components, that is carbohydrate, proteins and fat. All are broken into simpler material by the pancreatic juice. Now this partially converted broken down food materials throughout this alimentary canal, now they enter into the small intestine. So the partly digested food now reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where finally now what will happen? The intestinal juice will act on all the partially digested food material and will complete the process of digestion. Okay, so this completes the digestion of all the components of food. So all the components of food will be finally converted or broken down into simpler substances. Let us see which components are broken into what. Food components in their simpler form. Carbohydrates will be broken down into simple sugars like glucose, maltose, and fats will be broken into fatty acids, and proteins into amino acids. Now we start with absorption in small intestine. Once you have digested, your body has digested all the food material into its simpler form, it should not be just left it like that. You need to absorb it into your body, into your blood now. So that process of absorption takes place again into the small intestine. Absorption in small intestine. See, absorption. First of all, the definition of absorption. The digested food passes into the blood vessels into the wall of intestine. So intestine, the wall of intestine will now take inside, will absorb inside the, what we can say, the digested food materials. Villi. The inner wall of small intestine has thousands of finger-like outgrowths. These are called as villi, and singular it is called as villus. Now see, you can imagine your hand. Okay, if you would not have finger, so would it be easy to collect anything inside? Would it be easy for you to just take anything inside? See, fingers help in collection. Similarly, intestine, the intestinal walls also has finger-like projection, which we call as villi, and this villi are again connected to blood vessels. So what is the function of villi then? Why it is present there, and what is the structure, why it is finger-like? This finger-like projection helps in the absorption, in the better absorption, because it increases the surface area. Just for you, it is not there into your textbook. Just look at the diagram of villi, how it looks. Can you see the diagram? Basically you are concerned with this. See, it is finger-like. Your finger looks like this only. The food will be absorbed into these capillaries and then it will be transported to all the other parts of the body. Now, one important concept here is about the assimilation of food. Okay, the last part of finally the food being taken inside. What is assimilation? Students, we never mention that I need amino acid, I need fatty acids for remaining healthy. We always say that I need carbohydrates, I need proteins for staying healthy. for muscle buildup, right? So this only thing is, these foodstuffs that are needed by the body are nothing but macromolecules. They are complex, they are bigger molecule, but that doesn't mean that you can just change it, right? You are simply breaking it down for the purpose of utilization, because this bigger molecule cannot be utilized by your body, राइट. कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स डायरेक्टली आपकी बॉडी नहीं ले सकती, उस पर्पस के वजह से आप लोग उसको डाइजेशन के थ्रू ब्रेक कर रहे हो इनटू सिंपलर सब्सटेंस. बट फाइनली योर बॉडी विल नीड carbohydrate only, your body will need protein only for muscle buildup. Amino acids will not work there. So जो broken up amino acids है, now they will reach to different organs of your body, and there they will be collected together again. These smaller micromolecules will be collected to form a macromolecule out of it, that is amino acids will be collected back to form macromolecule, that is protein, for the purpose of muscle building, and this process is called as assimilation. Now assimilation has taken place, कार्बोहाइड्रेट प्रोटीन सब पहुंच चुका है जगह पे. तो लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन का क्या फंक्शन हो सकता है? सी, द लार्ज इंटेस्टाइन is wider and shorter than small intestine. Just remember, it is shorter, still it is called larger because the diameter of the larger intestine is quite big. Okay, it is 1.5 meter in length. Now what was the length of small intestine? It was 7.5 meter, whereas large intestine is 1.5 meter in length. Now it absorbs the water, some salt from undigested food. Now remember कि जो food है जो आपकी body को चाहिए, जो necessary है, right? We say that junk food has not reached source of food, of any sort of component of food. तो हम लोग वो कोई nourishment नहीं देता और वो वैसे का वैसे body से remove हो जाता है, right? Undigested material. वैसे ही जो बचा हुआ material था out of that is not giving you carbohydrate, protein or fat, that undigested material enters into the large intestine. So वहीं से वो expel हो सकता था through anus, या why large intestine is coming into picture. Now that undigested food, that mass of that undigested food is still having much amount of water, much amount of needed important salts, and your body cannot afford to just lose it. आपकी body अगर हर वक्त ऐसे ही बहुत सारा पानी, बहुत सारा salts अगर body से ऐसे चला जाएगा तो you will just suffer of dehydration and you may die also. So your body cannot lose so much amount of water and salt. So out of this undigested mass that is given from the small intestine to the large intestine, now large intestine will function as absorbing back the water and important salts, and the remaining mass, the remaining lump is of semi-solid fluid, semi-solid mass we can say, called as feces, and this feces will go into the rectum, and from the rectum it will enter into anus, and from the anus, the opening of anus will remove this undigested material, and it is called as egestion. So what is egestion? The definition is the removal of fecal matter from time to time through the anus is called as egestion. Homework for you, take a note of it, fill in the blanks, match the pair with column 1 with column 2. What is salivary glands? Accordingly you will just match it up.